Welcome back, Schmoedown fans, to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm Star Wars competitor Andrew Dimalanta.
I'm Nicki Dimalanta.
Calm down. It's tense over here. Not really.
Not at all.
No. Don't know why we started it, but thank you for joining us on this episode. Gonna be a shorter episode today.
It's gonna be a weird one. We've never talked about a free for all on this.
That's right, because we started this podcast last year, Spectacular.
First time for everything.
Yeah, so it's gonna be weird. And thank God it's only an 18 competitor one. Because can you imagine trying to talk? We'd have to split up into 2 episodes.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Probably.
Maybe we'll see you next season if we ever get another free for all. But before we get into the free for all, I wanted to very, very briefly talk about another match was confirmed for Spectacular, and it was
yes.
Chris Jericho versus
Brittany Young.
I mean, obviously, fantastic marketing strategy.
Yes.
I mean, just again, you have Chris Jericho at your disposal. He said he wants to play again. Why not put him in your biggest event?
Yeah.
So now you got Chris Jericho and Kevin Smith competing at Spectacular.
He says Kevin Smith. I say Kevin James. I don't know what it is.
I don't know, but what are your thoughts really quickly? What are your thoughts on this?
From a marketing strategy,
Great move.
Getting more eyes on the Spectacular. I was telling Andrew that the first match between Kevin Smith and Chris Jericho, it had the Bateman guy undercard. Oh yeah, undercard. Yeah. And or whatever, co-main event, whatever it was. And I know that a lot of people were like, I don't know if that was the best kind of undercard to introduce all these brand new people with, because there was a lot of character work that you kind of had to be there for, and so I was like, I get what you're saying. So I imagine that with if you're bringing in more people like that have never watched the Schmoedown and they're just coming because of Kevin Smith and Chris Jericho. There's not going to be quite so much. It's going to be more focused on the sport and the trivia than it's going to be about character development, I would imagine. Yeah. So it's a big hyped event, lots of stuff for lots of different interests. So I think from a PR standpoint, yeah, go for it.
Yes, go for it. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but then I hate being the sour guy in the room. But it's like
the old grandpa.
in the room. It's like, oh man, now I'm sure plenty of manageable stuff, maybe competitors had losing records, but it's the one match in the entire Spectacular where 2 people are going in with losing records, not even a single win to their name, and
one match to their name.
One match to their name.
Yeah. And
it's a loss, and it's like here's a Spectacular match. It's like there's been people that have been working really hard to get that Spectacular bid for seasons now.
Yeah.
And then and I get it. It's like Jericho has star power behind his name. And it's like, here's your Spectacular match.
Yeah.
I hate being that guy in the room, but that's just my.
If you're keeping it real.
Yeah, but not again. Fantastic move to get eyes on the Schmoedown.
Absolutely.
If we want this thing to grow, get more eyes on it, and a great way to do it is get a superstar like Chris Jericho involved in your sport as much as possible. So
yeah, I am interested to see the order in which the matches play out.
Yeah,
that was another thing that we were kind of talking about and debating when we first heard the last confirmed match.
Yeah, but great for getting eyes on the Schmoedown. It's just I'm just that old fart in the room and gatekeeping. I always hate gatekeeping in any kind of fandom. And it's just me gatekeeping, and I'm like, stop it, Andrew.
I'm not sure it's necessarily gatekeeping. It's more of Spectacular, like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of earn your way there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know that it's kind of
okay. Guess we're just
cool.
We're just handing them out like candy now.
But at the same time, I'm like, yo, what? I get it.
I get it. Yeah. We want.
But from a competitor standpoint, it's kind of like, what? This is our Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's like, are you kidding me? Like I've been trying to get the Spectacular for 2 seasons now. And it's like,
and there's plenty of other people have been trying for
more. There have been Goliaths of the Schmoedown, never been to a Spectacular.
Yeah.
So it's just me being sour about it, and it's like, and the second I said it, when we were talking about it, I'm like, you need to stop this. It's a dumb argument. It's a fantastic move for the Schmoedown.
It's a great move for marketing, and I do hope it brings more eyes onto it. And I think that you got the wide wealth of knowledge that comes from singles and teams that spans anything and everything. And then maybe you'll capture those people that are into the IG type things, which also is the umbrella over Star Wars too. So it's exciting to think that we might trap some people that may not otherwise have stumbled upon the Schmoedown in the biggest event that we have in the year.
Yeah, and like they do with every single spectacular, they split it up into several different videos. Maybe you put the Jericho match in one video, put the Smith match in the other, and then
that's what I imagine is going to happen.
That's what I imagine. So this is why we don't run the Schmoedown. This is why the higher ups are in better hands. So yeah, just really quickly, a couple cents about that news. But let's go ahead and get into the horror free for all. 2 competitors per faction.
Yeah,
and it was a horror franchise.
It wasn't until like halfway through the free for all that I was like, wait a minute, they only have 2 players per team.
It's like,
I was like, 18 competitors, 4 per team, right? Like, what's math? But it took me like half of the match to be like, what? That's it? They only got 2 people? So,
okay.
What I don't want this to turn into, which I don't know if it will, and I hope it doesn't, because we were like, how do you talk about a free-for-all? You know, you're not going to talk about every question that happens.
Yeah, I think we just go over who was in the round, how the round turned out, and then we'll discuss.
Round one, we got the Barbarian, Lon Harris, Vinny Mancuso, Paul Preston. The fun thing about round one is that Lon Harris shows up, and instead of dressing like the delinquent, he's dressed like the professor.
Yeah.
And Christian's like, whoa, what's going on here, buddy? And what did he say? It's a Halloween costume. I'm dressed like the biggest dork in the world. So it's kind of like, is that a cover up, or was he actually just still being the delinquent in character and dressing up in a costume? I don't know. Fun. I was just like, when I first saw that, I was like, no, we are not going backwards.
Delinquent.
We are not going back to the professor. Not when we've gotten this much of the delinquent, and not even for a whole season. We got to stay the delinquent at least for a while longer.
We're going to see him in the team's tournament, so I imagine he'll go back to the delinquent.
But at least he still spoke as if he was his own character with the delinquent. So
yeah,
there is hope.
There is hope.
Still.
So did you take note of like which competitor, which number, and because Barbarian was 1, right?
Oh shoot! I took other notes in that notebook that I didn't bring in here.
Do you want to? Let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back. See how that works.
So I did take. I also took. This is a book where I take notes about Star Wars as well as the afternoons. So
get a little peek behind the curtain with their flow charts.
Let me just find.
If you can see what I see with the flow charts, like, geez, that's crazy.
The
madness that is tracking the tangents of the afternoons.
My descent into madness.
Yeah.
Well, we're just gonna kind of.
You didn't mark it?
I did, but then my toddler got a hold of it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Toddlers, am I right?
Yeah. Ladies. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that. Sorry for our audio listeners.
Mark this. Yeah. So I took notes on my phone as well as also in a notebook.
Gonna have to
pen
for the
and
free for all.
paper. Old school.
Again, can you imagine if it was like the massive, what is it, like 50 whatever competitors?
A lot.
That'd be a lot of note taking.
So I took note. I thought it would be fun. We'll see if we actually actually run down it. But I took notes because I was curious to see, because this is all by chance, the numbers that everyone's given. And I was just curious to see when the cards fell, were there any factions that they got kind of unlucky with having earlier numbers and vice versa. And then I also was curious to see how many rounds each competitor lasted for. So I think I got that too. So by the end of round 1, we have the Barbarian and Lon were eliminated. That was my finger cracking. And they're gone. 2 people gone out the gate.
And it sucks because Barbarian was what?
He was number 1.
He was number 1.
He was number 1.
And he missed like 2 to 3 questions or something like that.
Yeah, it was a rough round.
Rough round for him.
And I feel like the star of that round, all 5 questions of it, was Vinny. I don't know that I think he might have gotten them all right. I don't know.
I think so.
But he just did really well that first round, and it was like, oh boy, look at him go.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I wasn't listening again. So
Barbarian and
Lon. Yeah. Two heavy hitters going out like in one round. I would have expected them to stick around longer.
I was hoping.
especially for Barbarian.
Yeah.
Because like this is the last we see of him in the season, and for him to go out so quickly was
it's number one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do though?
Mm-hmm.
Round 2, Tim Franco and Adam Collins join the Tango.
Yeah, and Franco represents the Mercs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yes, Tim Franco of the Mercs. So they jump in. I don't really have any like big notes for that round, other than only Vinny was eliminated. It kind of the steam
Kinda
was a
fizzled
little
out.
lost.
Yeah.
So Vinny gets eliminated in round 2. Round 3, Cameron Rice joins. This sounds like a football player's
Yeah,
name.
it does. I think
know.
you're thinking of that guy
Cameron.
Rice.
Who are the two characters that have the names that are flipped?
Oh, Cam Jordan, Jordan Cameron.
That's probably, and then there's probably somebody else whose last name is Rice.
Yeah, there's
Jerry
Ray.
Rice?
I think you're thinking
Who's
of Ray
Jerry
Ri-
Rice?
Jerry Rice.
Is that a person?
Yeah.
Who's that? Is that a football person?
Yeah.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Ray Rice, another Rice.
Ray Rice was that Ravens running back, I believe, that
Oh.
hit his wife. Remember that fiasco? See, a couple of seasons ago, many years ago. At this point,
no.
Ray Rice. Yeah.
Rice?
Yeah, Ray Rice.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry Rice is the legendary wide receiver.
There you go.
Yeah. Niners, and he
I'm
ended
thinking of the guy
his
who
career in
didn't hit his
Oakland.
wife. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
mishmashing football players
Yeah.
together. He sounds like a football player. That's why I was like, oh, another celebrity joining the mix.
Yeah, I know.
So
But this is the first time we've seen him all season. He makes his debut,
first time we see him, and his whole face is painted. So it's like,
and it's like I
What?
don't
Who are you?
remember. Yeah, he came in. I was like, who?
who this?
Who?
His name sounded familiar because sounds like a football player. Because
Yeah.
I remember hearing
I was
him.
like, do we know this guy?
Hearing
It's like,
of him.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we're ever really seeing this guy.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's like, okay.
And he's a usual suspect.
Mm-hmm.
So he joins, and then this was an interesting
Yes,
round.
this round that
Round 3, only 3 out of more than 3.
I think it was like 11 rounds.
It ended up being 11. I thought it was 12, but I guess once you get to the finals, you just kind of
You
don't
yeah.
progress rounds.
Yeah.
Round 3, my dudes. Round 3.
Ooh, yeah.
Cameron
Yeah.
Rice joins from the
Usual.
Kansas City Chiefs. The Seattle Seahawks. Wide receiver Cameron Rice joins. And
wide receiver.
and it goes.
Yeah.
And the other guys that are still in it, they're doing their thing. The two other guys. Okay, so we're talking about Adam Collins and Cameron Rice here. Other two. Who was it? Paul Preston and Tim Franco.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing their thing.
When does Paul Preston come in? He comes in round
Paul Preston came in around 1.
round 1. Also, he's there since. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
So Paul Preston, Tim Franco, they're just cruising.
Yeah, Paul's
and they
doing.
were safe.
Paul's doing really
Paul's doing
well.
real good.
He's doing real good.
They're cruising. They're safe. They know, that they're
Yeah,
definitely
it's no-
advancing to the next round.
Yeah, the drama is
then
with
you got Adam Collins. You got Cameron Rice, and
that wide receiver.
wide receiver Cam Rice. And so Cameron Rice was like behind Collins by like a point.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think that
Yeah.
Franco and Preston missed maybe, and then I think Adam missed 1, and
He
then
missed
Cameron
2.
probably missed 2. Well,
I
I'm
think
just
he
talking in general
Yeah,
here.
uncharacteristic characteristic misses by Adam.
Yeah. But I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam like missed 1, but then like Cameron missed 1 more than him. And then by the time you get to the last question, it's the kind of thing where if Cameron gets it right, but Adam gets it wrong, they'll eliminate each other.
Mm-hmm.
But if Adam gets it right, whether Cameron gets it right or wrong, Cameron's out and Adam's staying. So it was like close.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Cam, I don't remember if he missed it or
I
whatever.
think
but
Adam missed it.
the point is that Adam got it.
Yeah.
He got it. And so he was like this close to being eliminated and wasn't because Cameron was.
No, I think it turned out like even if Adam got it right and Rice got it right, if Rice would have gotten it right, he would have eliminated Adam with him.
Oh, was that
That's
what it was?
how it went down.
Oh,
so he was,
I think you're right.
Yeah, so it was like all Rice needed to do was get
get
this
it right.
one question right, and he would taken out the hottest hand in the Schmoedown right
I think
now.
you're right. So it
And
was
it's-
something like that.
It was. I think that's the way it was, and like
It was
Adam
real
gets it, and it
close.
came down to like, all right, Rice needs to do this and just eliminate him right here,
Yeah.
there, and Adam got really fortunate
Oh, yeah.
that Rice misses it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, all right, see it. What is
Wouldn't
what-
wanna be ya.
Yeah. And
All right.
he gets eliminated, and Adam just sneaks by.
Sneaks on by.
Gets really fortunate that he didn't get eliminated in that moment.
So heading into round 4, Mark Andreyko joins. A heavy hitter, I would say.
Yes.
There was a question about The Grudge. I had no idea Sarah Michelle Gellar was in The Grudge.
Yeah, who she was.
I thought she was only on like
Scream.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't even know if she was in that.
No, yeah.
But movies like
that one,
Scream.
That one.
I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream. Movies like that. You know, I did not realize she was in The Grudge. And then I thought it was funny. I took a note that when they talked about The Grudge, Mark said he wanted to do a Grudge mouth opening contest.
Oh, yeah,
and
Mark
just
Ellis.
is that like slow open, and I'm like, there you go. There's gonna be a caption this from that screenshot right there.
Yeah.
Just give it a couple days, ladies and gentlemen. So they all 4 competitors went perfect.
Oh yeah, this is where
in round 4.
one that goes to
Had to go to sudden death.
Yep. So first to miss gets eliminated.
And one question that I was just like, how was how many films in the Conjuring franchise, like the whole world of the Conjuring, and it was 7, and they all got it. And I don't know, I just took a note of that because it blew my mind.
Because if you're not aware of like the lure,
I did not know,
because it's not just Conjuring movies. It's
I figured it was Conjuring 1, 2, and 3.
No, because there's like Annabelle Creation,
Annabelle Comes Home.
Yes,
Annabelle Goes
all
to Hollywood.
those films.
I didn't know that there was a whole
Because I think
world.
like 1 or 2 characters from from the Conjuring, like the main 2 characters show up in one of the. I've never seen these movies. Oh, no, I lie. I've seen The Conjuring, I believe.
Was it scary?
Yes. I don't like scary movies.
I want to.
It was back when I was reviewing movies, and Wingard. Remember
Yeah.
Josh? We did this top 10.
That's right.
We did our top 10 list.
And you watched the Babadook and stuff.
Yeah, that was when
I didn't watch those.
Josh, he forced me to watch all these scary movies I didn't want to watch.
I want to be into scary movies during the Halloween
don't
time
like
of year,
it.
but I just get so
It's
scared.
it's just not my thing.
And then I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I gotta like undo it by
Yeah.
watching something funny or cute.
And I'm sure we'll have this conversation after we recap this free for all about divisions and whatever.
Oh yeah,
we'll get into that.
I smell what you're cooking.
Yeah, we'll get into that afterwards. But yeah, horror's just not my thing.
And then, as if Adam wasn't already on a roll in general in the Schmoedown. He goes from being this close to being eliminated to
eliminating
the only one left after this round was over.
It's like, what?
So Paul Preston, Mark Andreyko, Tim Franco. Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah.
I feel like I said Andreyko Franco.
Yeah.
Paul Preston, Mark Andreyko,
and Tim Franco.
Andreyko, Tim Franco. I got there. All eliminated. Going into round 5.
What a way to eliminate some people. Jesus.
In a sudden death.
Yeah, and Preston doing amazing up until that point.
And it was so much fun to see him.
Yeah.
But
We'll
going
see him in
into
the team
round
tournament.
5, Paul Oyama, Whitney Seibold, Ethan Irwin join.
Ooh.
Woof.
And that's the thing about like just an 18 competitor thing. It's just like nothing but like, it's like, because like in a normal free for all, you're like, make it these.
Yeah.
I hate to call them cannon fodder competitors. I hate to say that word, but not like,
when you're putting in only 2 people, you better make sure you're making it count, kind of thing.
And we'll get to that later with a certain competitor.
Yes. Indeed. Likes to make soap. Anyways, Ethan and Paul were eliminated at the end of that round.
Yeah.
Going into Ethan Irwin.
Yeah,
Let me just say that. 1 round.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
But it is a niche, thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from
Yeah.
how amazing he is.
But I do want to point out something when we recap about the difference between a normal match and a
exhibition or a free for all.
And a free for all.
Yeah.
Because this actually does count for points because the winner gets 3 and the MVP,
MVP.
got 1.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get to that later too. Jesus.
Round 6, Jeff Snyder and Mark Hoik join.
Jeff Snyder holding up a sign.
Jeff Snyder holds up a sign that says Cam Rice blew it.
Yeah, and
at first I was like, am I missing something?
like,
Was there something that I'm supposed to be getting?
Yeah.
And then later it hit me.
the way all this turns out, it's like, yep, he missed a golden opportunity.
Yeah. So, and the thing that I thought was funny and I took a note of is that on the very last question right before it happened,
that's right.
Jeff said, make it a hard one. And then he missed.
The good old jinxing yourself before the match is over.
Yeah. And he goes, yeah, I guess it was a little too hard.
That's happened several times. And it happened. I remember the one that sticks out in my head was on John Campea, the debut of the Star Wars division.
Oh, yeah. He said
And
to give a hard question.
And he's like, can
and
we
it was
get
Clone Wars?
And it was the Clone Wars, and
Can we
he
get a real
jinxed himself.
question?
He jinxed himself, and that's the question he got wrong. It was in sudden death against Ken Napzok.
Mm-hmm. Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the answer wasn't Snips.
It was James Arnold Taylor.
It was.
Yeah.
You are correct, sir. So Jeff gets eliminated because he asked for a hard question.
Yeah, and he doesn't last only one round.
One round, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Round 7. Video Drew joins
Mm-hmm.
and gets eliminated.
Yeah.
Shocking. And I'm like being genuinely,
Yeah, she's-
honestly serious.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
shocked.
She's good at horror films.
Yeah. So she joined, got eliminated.
Yeah.
Round 8. Rachel Silvestrini joins.
Gets
eliminated.
Ugh.
Round 9. Mark Riley joins. Gets eliminated.
Oh, okay, let's not brush over this because like this is our last chance.
Yeah.
This is our last chance at points before the team tournament.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, and especially for Mark Riley.
Who's known as a
He's a
horror
horror guy.
aficionado.
Just-
Aficionado.
Just doesn't perform and gets knocked out in one round.
Yeah.
And it's
Sucks.
bad luck. Bad luck.
Round 10. Perry Nemiroff joins.
Another person that's known for loving horror films
Perry Nemiroff gets
is
eliminated.
eliminated in one round.
Round 11
Mm-hmm.
was wonderful.
Oh, yes.
Because here we go. We get the Droogs. The Droogs logo comes up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you hear that like
That Patriots.
the like
The
swashbuckling
old school Patriots
Patriots
theme.
theme.
Like, wait, what?
And my brain just kind of was like zzz, 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 and then like a connection happened and
Yeah,
I go,
like the stars align. It's like, oh, wait a
my
minute.
God, that's JT.
Yeah, this person is on the Droogs. And this, like, I would argue every free-for-all has a moment like this where a competitor comes back.
Yeah.
And it's like,
like,
oh, we got it.
what a coincidence. The last
The last
competitor. Schmoedown.
Yeah.
So
But, like, I remember watching this. I'm like, oh, man, this is awesome.
it was great.
We didn't get to see him in the singles tournament.
I'm going to go ahead and maybe make a guess
Mm-hmm.
here that I think that might be a moment of the year contender.
Yes.
Because
yes,
that
it
was
has
really
to be.
fun.
It has to be because this has, like, shades of, like, Andrew Guy coming into, and it's not as big as that, but it's Andrew Guy coming out to Dan Murrell's
Shades
spot.
of,
It's
yeah.
shades of that.
As soon as you hear their theme and it's like, oh my God.
yeah, it's like, and that's like the epitome of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
when you're known by a theme song.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people just hear like the first 3 notes and you're
it's
like,
oh, it's like you see that all the time in wrestling. It's like, oh, I wonder who they go. Ah,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah.
So that has to be moment of the year for me. I can't, at the very least a nomination because
Oh, yeah, at least a
It
nomination.
was such a great moment, and it's a
It's
big
JTE.
moment. It's JTE
He's like a legend of the game. He's got a rule named after himself. You don't just get that for nothing.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was
and
a
it's like-
very exciting
It's
moment.
his season 7 debut. It's
Yeah.
like he got drafted to the Rock Stars, and then got traded to the Droogs, and it's like, when are we ever going to see him?
Yeah.
And instead of putting him in the singles, you get what was it, Jader and who's the other one?
Brandon Hanna.
Brandon Hanna. It's like, where's JTE?
Yeah.
It's
Could
like
be
you have-
scheduling conflicts. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But it's like at least we got to see him.
Yeah,
You
it
know
was
what I
very
mean?
exciting and it felt like cozy.
Yeah, I felt like, oh, this is the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
This is the Schmoedown.
It was really nice.
It was nice. I remember we both were like, yeah, yeah.
And the fun thing about it is, I mean, I guess this is the final round, right? Because
Yeah.
they were on the final 4 competitors. Is that here we are.
We're just gonna start whittling competitors down.
Well, no, not even that. We've got both Droogs competitors. We
Oh,
got
that's
both
right.
Corruption competitors
Corruption
still
versus
in.
Droogs.
So by the time we get to this final round, we've got JTE from the Droogs, Whitney Seibold still hanging in there from the Droogs.
Oh yeah, he's doing really well.
And we got Adam Collins from Corruption, and we got Mark Hoyk from Corruption, who,
Yeah,
up until this point,
hadn't missed a single
hadn't
question.
missed a single question. Mark Hoyk
Yeah.
had not missed a single question. He was a machine.
Yeah,
And he was answering his questions so aggressively. And I was enjoying it. And he had a mask on. I kind
Friday
of
the 13th.
I kind of almost feel like he might have had his like mic in his mask, because I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
I think
how is he not like muffled?
I think it was muffled. It was
Yeah.
just like right up on his mouth.
But he was just aggressively
Yeah.
correct, and it was great. It felt appropriate
yeah,
for this type
and
of
at this point,
match.
Collins has lasted how many rounds? Like
Collins, well,
Because like before
Collins
that,
have been in since round 2.
Jesus.
And we are now talking about round 11.
Yeah.
So he had been in there since round 2.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So
And Cybal was doing well too. What round did Cybal come in? He came in round
Whitney Seibel came in round 5.
5. So yeah, he's doing well too.
And Mark Hoyk came in round 6.
Yeah. So like these 3 have been lasting like there were several rounds.
And Whitney was making me nervous. There was a couple times where it was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh, and then
Yeah.
he got lucky. Somebody missed. He stayed in. But it was almost kind of like he was picking up speed.
Yeah.
So that was kind of exciting to see.
No, I think at this point he was just like, just trying to just stay in it.
Yeah.
And then I think this round is where it just caught up to him.
Yeah.
And it's like I think he missed like something like 3 to 4 questions, and
I didn't take note of that.
And he's like,
I just took note that round 11 was Hoyk's first miss. He did miss 2, but his first miss, which is insane. I don't know. I said at the end of this round, but I guess it's not. You're just eliminating the
Yeah,
last
just
ones at
eliminating
the
the
end of
last,
this. So Whitney was the first of the final 4 to be
yeah.
eliminated.
And this one he's just like all of his momentum has been wasted. His luck run out, and just can't pull the questions and then first to go.
So now you got JTE, famed Ecuadorian, I don't know, fly fisher, random stuff that they call him. Josh Tapia. I wonder how many people like were confused and was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
I wonder. But
Yeah,
so,
I wonder if for these new people like that their first season is season 7, never even seen JTE up until this point. And
it's possible. And like, wait a minute, that's not the Droogs theme song.
Like,
What are
but
they doing?
you know what I mean? It's like this your first introduction to JTE, and it's like not the best introduction because like ring rust is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
And like
Granted, he was only in there for the last. He came in the final round,
yeah, final
so he
round.
didn't have much time to shine. But you know,
Yeah.
I just wonder how many people were like, "What's the big deal?
yeah,
who
it's
is
like
this?
who is this guy? It's like come on,
Coming
man.
in here like he owns the place."
Like he's got a rule named after him.
Yeah. So after Whitney's eliminated, they all got the first. So there's 5 questions per round, whatever. So all 4. All 3
3
of the remaining competitors got the first 4 questions correct. So it all came down to the last question. And it was kind of like, well,
yeah.
if we keep on going, we all keep going.
Yeah.
But if somebody misses, they out.
Oh, yeah,
You know
this is
what I'm saying?
What a way to end this thing.
So question 5 of not really a round, but kind of.
Yeah.
On the very last question, JTE and Mark Hoyk
Get it
miss.
wrong. Ugh.
So Adam Collins coming in at round 2,
Lighting the Schmoedown on fire.
lighting it on fire, wins the whole shebang, takes home 3 points for corruption, and then MVP goes to Mark Hoyk.
Yeah.
Mr. I only missed 2 questions.
Yeah. And yeah, I think the argument I would like just looking at it's like, well, you know, Collins lasted longer than he did.
But Hoyk went perfect for a long time.
Missed 2 questions in his entire
It sucks because what both of them did was very impressive.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's not
And
like you're saying what Adam did wasn't impressive because it was.
And in the grand scheme of things, it really wouldn't have mattered because they're part of the same team.
Exactly. It's
So-
more just like
Yeah.
bragging rights or whatever, things that they're going to say in your next entrance,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah. So Adam Collins brings home 3 points to corruption. Mark Hoyk then brings home an extra bonus 1.
And corruption is like what, like
They're like 59 points or something
59
like that.
points, and then
Something like that. And
second
then I think
place.
Swag and Finstock are like 48 and 47,
Yeah. So
respectively.
God, corruption's got a hell of a lead right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird where we're at now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Started from the bottom. Now we here.
yeah, that's and Shannon has a hell of an argument for manager of the year.
I think she is manager of the
She
year.
has to because went to the finals in this IG tournament.
It was a corruption finals
final IG
in
wins the IG tournament. Went to the finals in the singles tournament
with a rookie
with a rookie. That same rookie wins this free for all.
and get another one of the people gets MVP.
Gets MVP, yeah. Because like, and
her team won the title. Granted, sore subject, not anymore, but they
Yeah.
still won it.
yeah, still
They
won the
stripped
team.
it of the founding fathers.
Yes, Team South. So she has all these things added on, and we teased it before, like competitors not being in there. What two do you, as a faction, what two do you put in there? Like we automatically say, yeah, sure, Collins, and it's like I completely forgot about Hoik.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. It's like
he was her like ace in the hole, her secret weapon.
Yeah, like little like dark horse. But
Yeah.
then like you look at other factions like the Mercs. What are we doing?
Yeah, I was like 100%. As soon as the second Merc
Yeah.
theme song started happening,
I
I'm
was
like,
like, all right, here he
all
is.
right, here's our boy, here's the beast.
Here's Bibbs.
And not that I was disappointed to see Perry, I was just surprised.
Yeah.
Because she is a horror gal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like it was not like, you know,
It's
Coy
like-
just tossed a coin and was like,
It's no,
sure.
Yeah, she's a
She's
horror gal.
obviously a horror lady aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of like, William Bibiani?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like he won that exhibition horror match last
we
year.
watched him slaughter people
Yeah.
in a horror exhibition.
Yeah,
This time of year last year.
and he's probably Mr. Free for All.
That too.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so those two should like why aren't we putting the Beast in?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's curious. So like I would argue maybe, you know, these are pre-taped obviously. Maybe he's preparing for the team's title
Yeah, maybe it
while
was
this is going on.
in the
so
middle of all
you
that
don't
team
want
stuff.
you don't want to distract him from winning the team's title.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it was. But from an outside perspective, like knowing the history of Bibiani in the game, it's like, why isn't Bibiani not in this free for all? It's a
Yeah.
crime not. You hear free for all, it's like, all right, so Bibbs is going to be in it, right?
Yeah. Still standing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. So it's like,
I saw somebody else comment like, "Oh, I bet that William just wanted to give the spotlight to somebody else." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, I mean, he's such a good dude that I could see that too."
mhm.
But who knows?
Who knows?
And it's always a pleasure to see Perry. She's a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
It was just surprising
Yeah,
because I was like, I literally have in my notes when I saw that it was the Mercs, competitor 17, I had to cross out William Bibiani because I like pre-fired and wrote William Bibiani as soon as I heard.
Pre-firing those corners,
And then I
looking
was
for
like,
headshots with your
"Oh,
digs.
Guess I'm wrong.
Looking for some pre-fire dig headshots.
So I was surprised when I was really, really surprised.
Yeah.
But
But again, it's unfortunate that in his place is Perry, who only lasts one round.
yeah.
So it's like, and it's like it's like a key spot. You put William in the 17th
The
spot,
second to last competitor to come in.
he's gonna do really well, and I would argue he probably would have won it. I mean, I don't know how he would have done against Adam, and Adam was pretty on fire. Hoik was really on fire at this point, but
I mean, William is Mr. Free for all.
yeah, I mean, come on. And this argument of like I wanted to put like the difference between a free for all and exhibition and a singles match or whatever. We see like Draco, one of the legends of the game, goes out in one round.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Riley, founding member of the Schmoedown, 2-time champ,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 all the accolades, goes out in one round.
Yeah. So nothing's set in stone.
So nothing's set in stone. So it's like
Nothing's guaranteed. Is what we're trying to say.
and we've seen Bibiani do unbelievably well in free for alls, but then just up until prior to his team's title win this past couple weeks ago, just couldn't close it out in title matches, and he just like fizzled in them. So it's like there's a different era like about competitors in free for alls.
Yeah.
But whether it's like maybe the questions aren't as difficult or you know what I mean?
It's just a different kind of feel. Yeah. It's not the same feeling as a regular match.
So
and the other point that I want to make is I don't want it to sound like we're dragging Perry. Like why wasn't he put in for Perry?
Yeah.
I mean, there were 2 Mercs put in there. He could have gone in either one of those positions. I don't want to make it sound like we're dragging Perry. Like why was she put in and William wasn't? I'm just surprised the Mercs as a whole didn't put in William Bibiani. That's really what I mean to say. But I mean, it is what it is.
It is what
then
it
you've
is.
also got KOrruption, who just tore through everybody and was they made up 2 out of the final 3 competitors.
Yeah.
And then won both of the accolades at the end. So
Did we mention Oyama at all? I feel like we didn't even mention his name.
I did.
You did? We just glossed over it.
Well, I mean, he didn't. He
only lasted
one round.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like you would expect these hard hitters to last more like what Hoik did and what
And Draco lasted 1 round. That's crazy.
It's just
Ethan
weird.
Irwin lasted 1 round. Jeff Snyder.
And,
Video Drew.
And this could be arguments like, well, it's a specific genre. It's like we've seen things competitors of these caliber perform the exact same way in a regular free for all.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, it's just a different mindset, I guess. I don't know. I've never competed in a free for all. Probably never will, unless I want to embarrass myself.
I doubt there's gonna be a Star Wars free for all.
Yeah.
Can't.
Can
you
you-
just can't.
Can you imagine? It'd be the first rounders just you're like, all right, for the 50th overtime.
Yeah, we've been sudden death for 3 hours now, guys.
we can't do that to the
We
writers.
can't keep burning all these questions for the free for all.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, it's just, I guess it's a different mindset. The question is maybe like you're just in your head, like listening to the question is weird because I think video Drew was like, yep, heard the question wrong.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic. You don't get to use JTEs.
Yeah,
you know
that probably might be what it is. Like, I gotta really pay attention, and maybe you're just psyching yourself out.
Yeah,
So
different feel, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, Adam Collins obviously lasted the most. He was in since round 2, and then behind him, you got Whitney and Mark Hoyk.
yeah.
They were in there for a long
So
time.
yeah, so corruption.
Yeah.
This past month or two,
It's insane.
it's looking to, like corruption is just gonna run away with it, but still got the teams tournament.
And that's what Shannon was saying.
Yeah.
I think she said as much in the post-match interview that she's like, I'm not calling it a game yet
Yeah,
because there's still some hills to climb.
yeah,
And I'm not gonna
Still got
say it's
spectacular.
over until it's over.
yeah.
Which is a smart move. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. You don't want to get arrogant.
Yeah, because
You know?
you can remember like months ago, like when the exchange was on top, it's like, well, there's the season, guys. It's like,
Yeah, no.
what are you doing?
No.
Still plenty of game to be left to play.
We are getting to the end here, but
So it is getting tighter, but
there
there's-
is still some real estate left for the taking.
yeah.
So you can't call it a day
But-
until
But as far as like awards go, I think Shannon is almost a lock for manager of the year.
I think so.
And Collins, depending how he performs in the teams tournament, has a real strong bid as player of the year, not just
Yeah.
singles player of the year, but
Yeah.
player of the year. Because it's like
and rookie of the year.
yeah, he's a lock for rookie of the year at this point.
Yeah.
But like when he won the singles tournament, it was like, all right, so singles player of the year, I wouldn't really, I'd give him a nom for player of the year,
A nom.
but like he's played in one division. But
Yeah.
now it's like, all right, you got that singles tournament win. Now you got a free for all win,
A specialty
a
free-for-all.
specialty free for all, and now you're going to the teams tournament.
So all eyes, I think, are going to
yeah.
be on Deception as they enter this
Yeah, this
teams tournament.
massive- yeah,
And Marisol, I'd be a little bit nervous if I was her because
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a lot of pressure
Mhm.
being on a team with this guy who just seems to be invincible.
Yeah.
And everybody is always just like, hey, the higher you go, the harder you fall, and it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
So now everybody's got their targets set on him. Probably
he's no longer an underdog.
he's no longer a rookie. Like it's over. That ship has sailed, my dude. You shouldn't
Yeah.
even get that award. Because you surpassed that title now.
Yeah.
You don't even look at him like a rookie anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard to even say, oh, yeah, but he's still a rookie. Not really.
Yeah, he technically, he is a rookie, but
mean,
he's
technically,
not,
yeah, he is.
he's not playing like one.
But, yeah, he's absolutely rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
yeah,
He's
so-
going to get it, and he deserves it.
Yeah. So one last argument that I want to like sort of brush out of it, because we always seem to have this conversation all the time when
Oh, I don't think the year can actually, I don't think the clock can strike midnight without having this argument every year.
So in the Facebook group, you because again, I don't go into Facebook at all ever unless I'm promoting the show. And it's that like somebody's like, oh, this is a fantastic, or you told me that somebody said it's a fantastic like whatever like a showing for
Yeah.
a horror division. And people are all the conversations like, well, if Star Wars is a division, we have to have a horror division.
How about
right?
we replace Star Wars with horror?
It's like, oh, it's that time of year.
Yeah. Oh,
We're
okay.
having this conversation yet again.
Good. We get to, check that box for the year.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's like, and God, I've talked about this to death. The number one reason why Star Wars is a division is Christian and Mark, the creators of this fantastic sport and show that we all know and love, are massive Star Wars fans.
And it also just kind of
It just
naturally
happened.
happened.
It just happened.
That year at Celebration.
Yeah, it's like the stars aligned. Oh, we're going to a celebration, a Star War,
Yeah.
and we have this platform. And
Let's do
like,
an exhibition. Let's
do
see
it.
what happens.
And it's like, all right, then the Star Wars division was birthed. People really enjoyed the matches. It's like, all right, here we go. It's its own division now, and it's like, and I will fully admit, it's like, yeah, it's a string of great luck that this became a division.
Oh, yeah.
but
absolutely.
now to say like it shouldn't be a division, it's like the reasons it is a division is one, the creators are massive fans.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the fandom is gigantic.
Yeah.
Three, you get fantastic matches out of it.
Very exciting.
There's maybe 2 or 3 matches like, oh, that was a good match, but every single one of them after that is like, whoa.
Edge of your seat.
Yeah, because like like it or not, the Star Wars division is its own little I hate using this because it's a horrible term. It's the redheaded stepchild of the Schmoedown. Like everybody looks at it, it's like have fun, but we've said it before. Star Wars is a spectacle division.
Yeah.
You put these matches on and be like, who knows this? Why would you want to know this?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like a 2-pointer in the Star Wars division is a 5-pointer in the singles division. That's the difference between the divisions, and that's why Star Wars is completely its own little beast.
Yeah.
So I hate it when people are like, get rid of Star Wars. It's like,
at some point,
I don't know what
probably.
to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
At some point, I mean, depending on what happens with, movies and all that kind of stuff. At
We'll
some
see.
point, I mean, like I've said many times before, I don't think you're going to run out of questions anytime soon.
No.
Come check out my notes.
Yeah.
And any other competitors' notes.
Yeah.
We're not running out anytime soon.
Mhm.
I assure you.
Mhm.
But, at some point, if it's, let's say that, Disney or George Lucas, whatever, was like, no more movies. Even if we stopped right now.
Yeah. We'd
We'd still be good for a couple more seasons, I think. And then maybe, you're just still trying to dig out of the same hole.
So since we're having this argument, it's like, if you were to add another division, what is the most likely one that it will be?
I don't know, because I feel like we might have talked about this before, but my concern, and this is why it's a good thing that I don't
run things
because I'm not a risk taker. But the way that I look at it is Star Wars, like you said, got kind of lucky. It just kind of happened, and it just kind of happened pretty early on in the Schmoedown to where it's just kind of always been a fixture.
Yeah, it was like that season where Collider sort of started taking over, and then it's when more eyes started to get on it.
Yeah.
And that's when it started to blow up.
And
so
it just kind of feels like it's always been there.
Yeah.
So not trying to say that, anything but it was just kind of, it was a stroke of luck for Star Wars fans.
A lot of circumstances lined up, and it's like, oh, I guess it's
and it just makes sense, at least to us. I'm sure people that don't like Star Wars.
Please don't end the division before I get my title shot.
That's not going to happen.
No.
Wait, what?
So, like, opening the door to, like...
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, my concern would be Star Wars, like I was saying, it's just kind of been there. Kind of got lucky that it got there. But it's just kind of always been there, and it's just kind of accepted. It's a fixture of the Schmoedown at this point. My worry is if you were to be like, all right, it was a good free-for-all. Let's have a horror division. And then you make a horror division. And then people eat it up. They love it. The people that are into that or whatever. I guarantee you that, my worry would be, is it a door that we're willing and ready to open?
Yeah.
Because I feel like as soon as you be like, all right, horror division, here you go. I feel like there's going to be hordes of people.
What about this division?
Yeah, they come out of the woodwork and they go, well, I don't like horror. I don't like Star Wars. I like MCU. I want MCU division.
I like Harry Potter.
If you just had a fun match, a free for all with horror, we had an MCU. Wasn't there an MCU exhibition or whatever?
We haven't watched
well,
it yet.
how come horror gets its own division? Why not MCU? Well, I don't like MCU horror or Star Wars. Why doesn't
Harry Potter.
Or Harry Potter. Why not Disney? Why not this? Why not that?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just kind of like as soon as you give an inch, it's going to be like, well, where's the rest of the mile? And everybody's just going to be like, well, they got their division. What about me? I don't like that division. I want this division. And I wonder, it's just going to be like a snowball effect.
Yeah, and I think it also brought up the point when we were talking this off air. It's like, all right, so like you see a competitor is like, okay, I can't swing in the singles and teams. Let me go over to one of these specialty divisions. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Because just like Star Wars, they're going to get to that point. So it's not that it'll be easier, maybe initially.
It's just going to be harder for you.
It's just more focused.
Yeah, it's more focused. But Star Wars is probably the best example of that. It's like, all right, I can't make it in Inner Geekdom because it's all these like geek movies. I know a lot of Star Wars. Let me jump into that. And we've seen plenty of competitors come in. It's like, oh yeah, I know Star Wars. Oh yeah, no, I don't know Star Wars.
Yeah, so, I don't know Star Wars like that.
Yeah, so it's, you know what I mean. So it's like, and on that note too, it's like now we have a whole different specialty division. Now we got to get a whole bunch of writers to write all these
that would be
my
concern. Would be the stress in the writers. But I know that if it were something that they were looking to do, I'm sure they would plan their resources.
Yeah,
it wouldn't just be like, all right, guys, here's some extra work, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that we would
hire more writers,
plan for it.
Yeah,
but That would be my only concern is would we be prepared for
the
absolute flux.
Excuse me.
I don't like Star Wars. I don't like horror.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Where's my division?
Yeah. So say they were to, like, what would you, like, because I've always said the next one, if they were to add a division, it had to be MCU. Just because it ticks all the boxes. There's
Lots of
movies, big fandom. It's hot. It's been hot for the past couple of years.
Oh, Hansel
Yeah.
so hot.
That's
right
kind of a
now.
no-brainer for me. It's like if we were to add an extra division, it would have to be MCU.
Probably,
it would
logically.
Have to. So, yeah. So I think that's.
But who knows? And it's also kind of hypocritical to be like, no more specialty divisions.
And
but Star Wars is okay.
Star Wars is okay.
So I understand that it might come off that way.
Yeah, I understand the frustration for people, but it's just for Star Wars, it's just the circumstances and everything just lined up perfectly.
Star Wars fans just kind of got lucky with that one.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
But and if you want to itch that, I would always say like have a specialty cup every year. Have a specialty like an 8 competitor tournament. It's like, all right, this year's cup is the Harry Potter Cup.
Yeah, or every year at spooky time, horror free for all.
Yeah.
Or a horror exhibition, something like
that. I think that's the way to itch that. It's like, all right, so this year isn't MCU, it's an MCU Cup.
Yeah.
8 competitors compete for MCU questions, and they're that year's specialty cup winner.
Yeah.
And that year it was MCU.
Extra points for your faction.
Yeah. So it's another term you can hold. It itches that specialty division type of feel, and you can just rotate the categories every year. I think that'd be a fantastic idea to do.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that was the horror free-for-all.
All right, let's set our calendars to have this conversation again next year at the exact same time.
Where's my Harry Potter division?
I like Pixar. Where's Pixar?
Excuse me, where's the Disney category? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it was more, I was expecting to be like, oh god, I'm not a big horror guy, so I'm probably not gonna enjoy this. It was very enjoyable. Like,
oh yeah, I don't do horror, and I still had a fun time.
Yeah, it still had that free for all feel. I mean, it was only 18 competitors, but like I like that 50 like gambit, like 3 hour long. Like
it's crazy.
It was crazy, but
yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
I want to like scary movies, but I just can't do it.
So now we are awaiting the teams tournament.
Yes.
And
which starts this week. Today.
Yeah, today. So it starts today, and that is the play-in match between
the Misfits from the Den and the Witching Power from the Mercs.
Yes. And the winner of this plays
the winner of the Founding Fathers.
No, so the winner of the play-in play the Founding Fathers.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So
I should have the graphic in front of me.
Like, we're not going to give picks because, again, we seem to be the kiss of death for that. So I've said it before. The Witching Powers is my surprise team.
Of the whole thing, or of that play-in match?
Of that play-in match, like, or just in the tournament in general. It's like that's a team to look out for because they could sneak their way through the tournament. So that's my 2 cents. But I think we're going to just go ahead and end this episode here. Yeah. We'll wrap this up. Went a little longer than I expected, but I like to blabber. I'm sorry. Anyways, Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you online?
I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/
Yeah, /
Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA. If you listen to us on audio form, please go ahead and follow this podcast feed wherever you're listening to us. And if they're watching us on YouTube,
then you like, comment, and subscribe, and then click the bell icon in the lower right corner to see when we do stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, so thank you again for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you next time.